Be talking about some pretty important stuff tonight. As you can tell, while you were grilling out, inflation is hitting. And we're going to talk about Joe. We're going to talk about Labour winning in the United Kingdom. We're going to talk about Europe and their elections. And we're going to talk about Marine Le Pen. And we're going to talk about some things you can do to maybe make things better for you. And we're going to talk about all kinds of politics and stuff like that. Okay? So crack into it and get ready. Because the router is about 2 feet to the right. It's up there. You see the lights? That's my router right there. So it's my third try at this. We're just going to keep going. I appreciate you being here. I'm sure they're sending no notifications out, and this is the kind of you know people wonder why Labor is literally having its best showing since 2001. The Conservatives, the Tories, they literally have never had their butts handed to them like this since 1834. You're talking 190 years ago. You know why this is? Because the people that are running our world suck. And they're really awful at it. And they're losing control because they know they suck. They know everything about them is on a psychopathic and mentally ill level. And, you know, they're doing whatever they can to make the world in their image. And everybody is revolting. That's what's going on. People are sick and tired of it. They're tired of all the BS. They're tired of everything. They're tired of things like this. Inflation hitting the grill. 4th of July cookout keeps soaring under Magic Joe. So, 70 million Americans are going to travel 50 miles at least. And they're going to celebrate with friends and family. New record, because people are tired of being locked into their homes and treated like animals. Aside from obligatory fireworks, and they're all over the place, a proper cookout is the key ingredient for a real Independence Day celebration. We're going over to neighbor's house. Remember the guy that helped cut down my log? He came over and invited us to his house for the 5th, tomorrow, 5th of July party with his church, and we're going, and I'm totally excited to go see him and a bunch of other really super awesome people in the area that are not psychopaths and mentally ill. So let's talk about it. Inflation hits the grill, price of the 4th of July cookout. Good Lord, let's go. Look at that. Hamburger buns. One package is $2.41. I remember there was 79 cents. Cheese, 1 pound, $3.57. I remember a pack of American cheese was 99 cents. Ground beef, 2 pounds, $12.77. I can get it for about $3.99 to $4.99. Still, though, I remember when it was $1.49. Chicken breast, 2 pounds, $7.83. I remember that was $3.50. Pork chops, $15.49. I remember those were $2. Pork and beans, $2.49. I remember that was 79 cents. Lemonade, 2.5 quarts, $4.19. Remember that was about $1.49. So basically everything is up by 2 to 3 times. Strawberries, 2 pints, $4.61. Used to be half that. Cookies a package for $3.99. I remember that was like, you know, half that. Ice cream, $5.65. Used to be $2-3 for a gallon or half gallon. Actually a gallon. Potato salad, $3.52. That used to be 99 cents. $4.90 for chips. Those used to be like 99 cents to $1.99, depending on the bag. You know, I'm old enough to remember all that. Look at all that stuff. Look at the price. Look how much it's gone up. But don't worry, friends. Sage leadership of the world has made it so, it's only up by like, I think they said like 21% over the last couple years. It's leveling out. Everything is just wonderful and great, and everything is good. It's all good, folks. We're good, right? No, we know that's not right. We know that the whole thing is literally going crazy. So $71.22. That's up 30% since 2019, and I honestly think that's a low ball in a lot of the categories. So, according to the American Farm Bureau's annual 4th of July market basket survey, 10-person cookout involving cheeseburger, chicken breast, pork chops, and several sides and dessert options cost $71. I remember when it used to be like $29, $30. So, no matter which state or city you call home, Americans everywhere are still feeling the heat at the grocery checkout. Consumers will see once again that prices are still climbing compared to the pre-Rona, and they are. So what's going on? What is going on? Let's talk about, first and foremost, what's hooking up in the UK right now. Well, the Labour is getting ready to kick the just brown paste out of the Tories. And why is that, folks? Why do you think that the Labour is going to get their biggest win since 2001? The Tories are going to get their worst showing since 1834. Why do you think that's happening? It's because the people that are running our world are very terrible human beings. And people are hoping that they can vote their way out of it. Let's just be honest. You know? They're trying to vote their way out of it. So now you've got all these people that are going in and they're showing up, and the UK has voted and they're tabulating the votes. And, year of record elections continues to serve up dramatic results. And Thursday, a national exit poll of UK general election indicated that Rishi Sunak's Conservatives will crash out of office after 14 years, after Keir Starmer's Starmergeddon Labour Party was heading for a massive majority of about 170 seats. The poll on Thursday night suggested Starmer will become Prime Minister with 410 seats and 650 in the House of Commons, while Sunak's party is facing its worst result with just 131 seats. So they just have gotten shellacked. A terrible, terrible showing is happening for the Brits, for the Tories. So, 190-year history. Exit poll indicates Conservatives will suffer their worst results. 190. Look at that. Look at that right there. Uh-oh, Canadian preppers just got an alert. There's chaos in Washington, folks. Most dangerous time ever. Go on over there if you want to live the fantasy. So yeah, look at that. I mean, people wonder why this is going on. It's because there are a lot of really greedy pieces of crap that are doing everything they can to basically turn our world into something that they can control. So let's talk about the greed. And let's talk about the inflation right there. Okay, so we're going to go back to the graphic. Okay. And, what are you texting me for, Scrappy? Come on, girl. Are you there, Scrappy? If you're there, talk to me. So what's going on? Well, look at these prices. So this is, the definition of fascism, friends, is, and this is from Benito Mussolini. Mussolini created fascism, okay? Fascist Italy. Hi, Scrappy. What was it? What do you want to talk about? What are you talking about? Isn't it weird to talk about the country and living in another? Yeah, I think so. But I think it matters because it shows all of this, and this is going to happen in November too. I think this, all right, so that's the big picture. I think all of this is a sign of a larger world gone awry by a bunch of corporate fascists. I think when you really peel back the onion, it is the corporate fascists that are really doing this stuff. Look at Disney. Who does Disney want in power? Disney wants the Democrats in power. Why do they want the Democrats in power? Because they're going to make it so there's only so many choices that you get, okay? What they're trying to basically push us towards is so we only have a few corporate choices. This whole mom and pop thing, this whole little Etsy thing going on, this whole, I've got a little hardware store in Main Street America, all that. They don't want that. If Rona showed us anything, Rona showed us that the big corporates want to destroy anything but themselves. Okay? Let's be honest. That's why there's record numbers of restaurants closing. That's why it's tougher to get anything. Look at these food prices. I am from the restaurant business originally. I wouldn't start a business in this environment under any circumstances, and that's exactly what they want. They want to make it as tough as possible on the little guy. They basically want you to be just enough to turn the knob and do your job and to pay for everything, but not have enough money so you can retire comfortably like our generations before have done. Let's be honest. Walmart doesn't want little local grocers. Walmart doesn't want little local farmers markets. Walmart doesn't want any of that. Target doesn't want it. Kroger, grocery stores don't want it. They don't want any of that. Okay? They want all of those little businesses destroyed. So what do? They go in and they tap their little puppets and their little minions and they say, yo, I'm going to give you exorbitant amounts of money and you need to kind of softly tailor the laws and all the rules so it goes against all the people trying to just get by and have their business function. That's what's going on. Okay, let's just be honest. So it's happening over in the United Kingdom as well. So what people are doing, they're like, oh, well, obviously these people, these puppets are making it so our life is hard. They're making it so, my ground beef is $13 for 2 pounds. Which is, unheard of. It's like we warped to 2065 in prices. Housing prices shouldn't be in the area that they are right now. The average home in America shouldn't be $450,000, whatever the heck it is. And it is. The average person shouldn't be 35 years old when they're able to just enter into the housing market. But it is. And why is it? Well, if you really peel back the onion, it's a lot of these, and it's not just the corporates like Kroger, it's the people over them. The reason why I don't shop at TSC anymore is because BlackRock owned them. BlackRock went in and said, hey, we want you to put all this, 3-letter chicanery in and make it so kids are looking at grown-up men dressed as women and crap like that. And then we'll just pump you full of money if you do our bidding. That's what it's all about right there. Okay? It's not, this isn't rocket science. It's not like we're exposing something here. Everybody knows. So people have been smart. What is the main thing I have talked about on this channel for a long time? That's to vote with your money. You're not going to get anywhere by voting. These people, labor is not going to go in and fix it. Okay? Marine Le Pen, she's not going to go in and fix it. She'll be just like the rest. Joe has been tasked with, sunsetting the SS America. Okay? That's what's going on. All these people are just doing the bidding of their corporate masters, their corporate money, that feed their political campaigns and stuff. And they're doing their bidding, okay? So that's why all these people are going to the polls who are like, I have to change this. I got to stop this. This is bad. I'm losing my business. I can't afford anything anymore. I'm eating one less meal a day, right? I'm eating 2 meals, and you're supposed to eat 3 or whatever. I mean, you're not supposed to, but that's just the way we do it in the modern world. So all that stuff is happening. So people are like, I got to vote my way out of it. But trust me, it's not going to work. It's not going to work. What you have to do, folks, is you have to take your money away. Bud Light will never recover from what they did when they put that thing up as their spokesperson. They'll never recover. Planet Fitness is still like having major problems after what they did. People are winning lawsuit after lawsuit after lawsuit after the BS that they had to go through in the 2020 to 2022 timeframe. You know what I'm talking about. You know, there's a lot of wins that are going on, but the problem is that people get kind of off. They don't figure things out, you know, or they get caught up in things that are not really important. The debate last week exposed some major stuff, but to be honest with you, really didn't change much. I mean, it helped Trump, don't get me wrong. Didn't help Joe, but it didn't really change much in the way that we live our lives, okay? So, the reason why all these bloodbaths are happening, the reason why the Democrats are probably going to lose some, but I don't know, we'll see. They're magic, remember? They're magic, folks. They do things that just completely defy political science. Other countries, things are going on. It's crazy too, because over in the United Kingdom, they don't allow all the rules that we allow here in America. You know that? You're not allowed to just, you know, chuck things into the mail and stuff. Like in Europe, it's very different. In fact, every place with the exception of basically America and a couple other places, you can't do what you do here in other places. And the funny thing is that you see results like this right now. Labor's shadow Foreign Secretary David Lammy warned, if we do not deliver for working people, we will be out of nationalists, we'll be out on our tails. That's the lesson we have seen around the world. Absolutely. People are tired of it. People are tired of it. People are tired of, you know, skipping meals. People are tired of sitting there and having to do everything they can to get to their second and third job. So they said, screw it, I'm going to go vote. I'm voting these POSs out. I'm doing it in France. I'm doing it in England. I'm going to do it in whatever country you insert here that's aggravating me. And more than likely it's going to happen in America. But again, there is some magic. So, here you are. Look at this thing. So the results are still coming in. I actually had a bunch of stuff I was going to read. And then Borg got a little dicey, so I decided to come in and see who would win between my new super awesome router and this. I mean, do not underestimate just how hard I'm going to fight, okay? I mean it. Speaking of which, I own Steven Dixon. There's a guy by the name of Steven Dixon who said, I need to get back on a Rumble. I'm calling myself out. I'm going to do a Rumble video tomorrow. My apologies. I'm just now kind of getting back onto the horse. That's why you're seeing some more consistency. But overwhelming sentiment reported by candidates from all parties that Britain wanted change. People want change, folks. People are tired of this. They're tired of this. They're tired of working themselves to death. They're tired of having to have, you know, side hustles and everything else. I have 3 freaking side hustles. Do you know that? 3 freaking side hustles. I do YouTube as a side hustle, and I'm very happy to be here. And most of the time, with the exception of a little BS from here and there, it works out pretty well. I'm starting to take my sports ball and turn that into a side hustle and actually get paid for it. And I play music, and I get paid for that. And that's growing. But think about that. Like, I'm side hustling like a mofo. So other people are doing the same thing, but they're working like 2 and 3 jobs. They're doing Uber. They're door dashing. They're, you know, working as a nighttime as a bartender a couple nights a week at the local pub. They're doing everything they can to basically keep themselves afloat. So people are tired of it. Things are too expensive. Everything is too expensive. And everybody knows that we're heading completely and totally into a debt tsunami and issues on a global financial crisis kind of level. Everybody knows it. We all feel it. Everybody feels it. Do you know someone who is just blissfully like, things have never been better? Do you know anyone right now that's like, yeah, man, it's actually a pretty great time to be alive. We're doing well. Everything's going great for us. Do you know anyone like that? I know people that are all right, but they're like, wow, man, this is expensive. I'm so glad I don't run a business. I can't even imagine. God bless every single one of you people in this thing that is running a business or is trying to stay afloat and, keep your business going. I mean, honestly, God bless you all. I can't even imagine what it would be like right now. I've run a couple things. I was much younger and I didn't know what the heck I was doing. And, anyway. I can't imagine running like a restaurant right now. I can't imagine running, a personal mortgage company. I can't imagine running anything like that right now because the headwinds are so terrible. So, yeah. Conservatives have ruled for 14 years. Time there have been prime ministers. Catastrophic banking and bond market crisis. Liz Truss, of course, was there for like 2 months. Period was marked by economic austerity, Brexit, Rona, and other energy things. And all of those things did not take out the Tories the way the anger on the level that people have right now. People are so mad at all of this. Look at what's going on in France. And this is the problem, and I'm coming here for a reason. Le Pen is saying that Macron is going to do a coup d'etat. He's going to do some serious crap to try to remain power and to keep her out. And my big worry with that is that this is the kind of stuff that other people are going to do. They're going to go to extremes to keep their hold on power. Because here's the problem with power, folks. When you get it and you're evil in mind and you're a psychopath, and it does take a little bit of psychopathy to get into power and to be in these kind of positions. It does. It's proven. There's been sociological studies. When you get into these things and you're getting ready to head for the door, you're going to do things to hold on to power. You're going to do things that are going to be really nasty if you have to. So I'll let you use your imagination. So it's a form of administrative coup d'etat, she said, to describe that Macron is seeking to counter the vote of the electors, result in the elections by appointing people to him so that they prevent within the state from being able to lead the policy that the French people want. So not a coup d'etat like you would see like a Napoleon kind of thing, but basically using the administrative state to do the bidding of the swamp, I guess French style. And that's the kind of stuff they're doing. So yeah, you can go in here and you can vote in Le Pen, but if you've got all these administrators and these, executive suite pieces of crap that are in the background doing everything they can to undermine, not that Trump would know anything about that, they're going to get, it's the kind of stuff you're going to get. So, partial list of rapid appointments by Macron. New military governor of Paris. New chief of staff of the Air Force. New director of the European Union Ministry of Foreign Affairs. 3 ambassadors were designated. New administrators appointed over academic regions. He's basically doing everything he can to keep it going, to keep his rule going. So, of course, they said that's not, and I don't know if this is true or not. This is an accusation, so... But the point is that when you have power, you're not going to give it up. You're not going to do things to just hand off. Look at what happened in 2020. I don't have to tell you about it. It's crazy. And why is that? Because of all the stuff that was thrown on its head. And now you've got this. And now here's the problem. There are a lot of people out there that are saying that Joe should go. And these are people that are in the know. These are people that are donors. I think her name is Ashley Disney. She is the heiress to the Disney fortune. She basically came out and said if they don't replace that guy right there, she's not going to give him any more money. Because they know. And how did he get there? He got there because, the party cares more about the party than the party cares about the country. And you can say that about both parties, okay? You can say that about all parties. I personally don't think we should have parties. I personally think it should be platform. That's why I was talking about having, what are they going to do for academics? What are they going to do for school? What are they going to do for, Medicare, Medicaid? What are they going to do for Social Security? What are they going to do for all these projects that are basically becoming bankrupt? What's the plan, man? I know what my plan is. My plan is not to see Social Security. I don't expect to see it. I don't. I just don't. I don't see how they're going to keep it going. So, now, of course, the media is out there running cover. And again, this is why the media is what the media is. Its whole job is to basically just run the narrative for the big corporate fascists, and all the other hedge funds that make the world go round with their stupid money games. Biden at 81 is sharp and focused, but sometimes gets confused. Yeah, I wouldn't call that confusion the other night. There he is biting her finger. So, 5 bylines trying to tell you that you saw was sharp and focused. Sharp and focused, folks. Okay? Sharp and focused. We're good. So, I don't know. I mean, you're seeing things change in France. You're seeing things change in England. Are we going to see things change in America? I don't know. I think we all want things to change. I mean, you go out in the streets, you can't go anywhere. People are not happy. There's a general malaise of anger from all the price increases and everything else. Who do you think they're blaming? They're blaming the party in charge because that's who they think to blame. It's not, you can make the case that they inherited this from Rona and blah. You can make those cases, of course. Still doesn't change the fact that people are angry. So, polling coming out has definitely been beneficial to Trump. But people are mad. People want change. They do. So, in England, they're voting it out. They're putting the Labour Party back in for the first time in 23 years, and Tories are getting their shellacking of a 190-year creation tonight, right now. Le Pen, France almost burned down the other day because the freaking violent left went in and said, hey, we want to keep things going. But, of course, Macron, trying to send your country's kids to foreign escapades isn't exactly a winning platform for politics. So, and same thing's happening here in America. People are not wanting their kids. They just came out and passed the air. All the prepper channels were talking about the draft the other week, couple weeks ago. So, I don't know. I talked to Pinball tonight for the first time in a little while. He's doing good. I actually talked for a while. Text message, but back and forth. I do love me some Pinball. I'm glad he contacted me. He said, Happy 4th of July. So I said, thank you for your service, sir. Pinball's popular for a reason. Pinball is popular because what he's saying is what people want to say. Well, he said to me tonight on the text message? He said, I just want truth. And I said, absolutely, I want the same thing. You ask my subscribers what they want. They just want the truth. If you want the truth, put the 1 in the comments. If you want to be gaslit and BS'd and whatever else, put a 2 in. Okay? If you like being lied to, put a 2. Okay? And I expect at least someone to put a 69 in there somewhere. People want the truth, man. They're just tired of it. By the way, he wants to do a live stream with me. I'm going to do everything I can to make that happen. So I would absolutely love to have an on-air live stream with Mr. Pinball. I can't. You know what? Christmas would be early. So I've talked to him before. I really get along with him. I really like him. I don't ever go over his channel and try and inject myself. I don't do that to any of the channels. I watch Angry. I watch Magic. I watch Poplar. I watch numerous people. I watch Survival Living. But I don't ever inject myself because I don't want to come off as if I'm trying to like promote myself, you know? And plus, to be honest with you, pinball like influences me, you know? What he says is great. There's smart things that he says and it influences me. And I don't want to, you know, I don't want to steal from him. So it's kind of tough sometimes. So I tend to go over to his stuff after I've done a video. But anyway, I digress. Pinball, if you're listening, my friend, or if you get a chance, let's. I'm calling him over the weekend, so we're going to talk. But anyway, he's top tier for a reason. People want truth. So what can we do about it, folks? Well, here's a list. They said here's 16 things individuals can do to help bring America together. Okay, so we're going to go through these because this is positive. We're solutions-based. So we'll just start with the first 7, okay? All right? Choose someone you disagree with and start a dialogue. Have you ever tried to do that with a person that is like tri-colored hair and, you know, is working a barista counter? You ever tried to do that? You ever tried to, like, talk to them about affirming care? I'll just leave it at that, about which side of the... which kind of bathroom you like to go into. Do you remember that? Do you remember when the bathroom thing was going on in North Carolina like 5-6 years ago? This is where it's led to. So choose someone you would disagree with and start a dialogue. Make friends even if neither of you changes your mind. I have no problem debating with other people. I've got no problem disagreeing with other people. I have no problem with people disagreeing with me. You know why I'm anonymous? Because people on the other side of the aisle don't care to win the argument. They don't care if it's mentally ill in what they're saying. All they care about is harming you if you go against them. If I wasn't correct on that, you wouldn't hear about such things like cancel culture. Okay? Let's be honest. Find common ground, avoid epithets, and presume goodwill on the part of others unless and until your actions suggest otherwise. Now, can I remind you the other day of when the immunity thing came down from SCOTUS on Orange Man Bad Presidency? What's the first thing they did? Did they say, you know what, all right, this is Supreme Court. What they say is kind of important. You know, we'll get another Democrat president in there. It's going to happen. So, you know, maybe we should just go along and trust the process, right? No, they said basically we need to drone strike Supreme Court justices. Literally. And I'm not talking 1 or 2 people. I'm talking multiple. And I'm sure there was a heck of a lot worse said than that. Drone strike people. Because they disagreed with you. So this is a wonderful list, but I have to go through it. Embrace America as an imperfect, unfinished product, and one whose future depends on respect for those principles that made it largely free and exceptional in the first place. No country is without flaws, and few countries in world history have accomplished as much as life and liberty in America. I could not agree more, but we're talking about people that want to get rid of the Electoral College. That's a fundamental thing. We're talking about people that want to add Supreme Court justices. Remember that when they wanted to boost it up to 15 because they didn't get their way and they're crying and butthurt? So I embrace America. I know it's imperfect. I think there should be different views. I explain to my students, and you know, think of America as like a brain with 2 hemispheres. You got a left brain and a right brain. But there's a group of people out there that want to blow its brains out. They don't want America to be strong. In fact, they would love, there'd be nothing better for them in their mind than to go in there and to get rid of like the Electoral College and Supreme Court and, you know, a lot of other things and make it in this kind of idea of what they would want. Because, not because it would be beneficial for the country, it's because it would make them win politically. And part of the problem is that there's a mentality on the other side of by any means possible. And I know you know what I'm talking about. I you know, grew up thinking that America was, you tried your best politically, and if it didn't work out, you went back to the woodshed and you figured out a better message, a better platform, and better everything. And you came back the next time and you did your best. That's what I love about sports. You're not going to win every game. There's not going to be a trophy. You lose, you learn from it, and then you say, you know what, I'm going to see that team again, and next time, I swear to God, they're not going to walk off that court with a win because I'm going to outplay them. I'm not going to hurt them. I'm not going to hit them in the leg with a bar or something, Nancy Kerrigan. No. So, think twice before using political connections and influence to get something you can't secure voluntarily from others in the marketplace. Cronyism diminishes respect for you and for the free enterprise system it corrupts. If there is anything you can call our system right now, it is cronyism. I'm sorry. So, yeah, we can do that on like a personal level on Main Street, USA, but it's not going to happen downtown D.C. Judge every individual by the content of his character and the merit of his actions, and not by the group to which he is assigned by birth, origin, faith, color, or politics. I mean, everything about the other side is identity politics. Everything is a lump, broad brush painting of everybody. Oh, it's a conservative, they're evil, and they want everybody to be a Christian. No, not every conservative thinks that way. In fact, there's a lot of laissez-faire conservatives out there that are just like, hey, leave me alone and I'll let you alone. So that's again, elevate the importance of personal character in your life. No society can flourish if it denigrates virtues such as honesty, humility, patience, responsibility, tolerance, courage, gratitude, self-discipline, and respect for the lives of rights, property, and choices of others. Have you seen what they've been teaching in like our military lately? It absolutely goes against everything. And it's totally like identity politics. There's no humility to it. There's no teaching of tolerance. There's no meritocracy. It's none of that. Choose liberty over power and persuasion. Okay. How do we do that? Because I personally believe in our right to say whatever the heck we want. I personally believe that we should have freedom of speech. I don't believe that people should be shadow banned and other things because whoever is running whatever the show is doesn't like it. Live your life as though politics is but a corner of it, not consumed by it. Recognize the incalculable value of intact families. I have said umpteen times that the most important thing we need to focus on in this country is the re-emboldening of our families, okay? Fathers need to step up. One of my subscribers said, when I was talking about fathers, she said basically something to the fact that, fathers aren't everything that's needed in the home. And I kind of said, well, yeah, you can have other things going on. But I said, fathers need to step up. Fathers need to inject themselves and act like fathers. Just because you have a kid and you run off, that doesn't make you a good person. If you have a child, you should be in that child's life. That's kind of more what I was saying. I hope they got the point. And they were, very respectful. And I appreciate them saying that because they had some good points in what they were saying. But everything is political now. Let's be honest. Everything is political. Who the heck? Devil Dog Prepper. Thank you so much, my friend. All right. Thank you. $2 a month. You can be like Devil Dog. And you can join us here and support, put stuff in the background of things that are going on geopolitically that are important, that are approved for the platform. I appreciate you, brother. Growing list of people that are joining me here and over on the Crisis Report. I just thank you. Ask yourself every day, am I good enough for liberty? Then dedicate yourself to self-improvement. I think everybody here is trying to improve themselves. I think preppers are trying to improve their community around them. I think they care about liberty. I think they care about freedom. If you didn't, you wouldn't put stuff aside, so if anything nasty happens, you wouldn't be able to handle it. I have food because I don't want to have to be reliant upon the state. I'm sure you're the same way. Defend free speech of all people. Absolutely. It's like Voltaire's novelist said, the person who did his biography, the female, I forget her name. Although I might disagree with what you say, I'll defend to the death your right to say it. You guys can say whatever you want. The left can say whatever they want. But I should have a right to disagree with it, and we should have a right to have conjecture to talk about things with neither person worry about some kind of consequence because they didn't feel like they're going to win the argument, and then they go out and they like dox you or some crap like that, you know? Don't cancel each other's. Yeah, exactly. Don't cancel each other. Revere truth and honest search for it. Never let truth be obscured or destroyed by claims that it doesn't matter. I mean, have you seen the modern media? Seriously. Search for truth. I mean, we literally have a media that gaslights us 24/7. If we didn't, people wouldn't come to places like YouTube to seek out people like Pinball. Let's be honest. Seek diversity of opinion. Minds that try to stigmatize or close the minds of others, or that pretend that color, sex, and religion and all that matter are enemies of the diversity that matters the most. I believe a diversity of opinion is absolutely important. I do. I agree with that. And I'm not afraid of it, but other people are. Love peace more than you love force. I don't want war. Said that many times. Do you want war? I don't want war. Reject nihilism, cynicism, and pessimism. How about narcissism, too? People of goodwill and character can shape the future for the better. That's all I'm trying to do here. I'm sure that's what you're trying to do. I'm just trying to talk about things we're not allowed to talk about. I can't go into my educational situation and talk about this stuff. They'd freak out. Learn from history. Don't rewrite it. If there's one thing I'm trying to do here, it's to make you learn from history. That's why I have these long talks on the debt. That's why we have these long talks on reserve currency and what happens when that goes away and hyperinflation. Because history is fraught with countries like America that have gone out and ruined themselves through stupidity and not adhering to these principles that I'm reading to you right now. Celebrate the uncommon. It is the uncommon to whom we owe the greatest debt. Those who speak truth to power, invent and innovate, turn failure into success. That's why I listen to the Prepper channels. That's why I listen to Pinball. That's why I listen to Angry. That's why I listen to Magic. Why I listen to numerous other people, Poplar. That's why I listen to John over Prepper Nation. You know, I'm not able to spend all my time there. But I go and I listen to these people because they're saying things that I'm not going to find elsewhere. If there's one thing the Prepper community is good for, it's that. I'm listening to suspicious observers because I don't understand half that crap anyway. I'm listening to Dutch synths from time to time because the earthquake crap has just been going crazy. I listen to David Dubine because I worry about food production in the future. And I think his voice is cool. Good evening, everybody. I love David Dubine. So that's it, folks. I mean, I would love for all those things to happen, but part of the reason why we are having things like this happen right here, where Keir Starmergeddon is set to become only the 7th Labour Prime Minister in the country's history, party's history, and his victory is the first since 2005 for the center left. People want change because we're not doing these things. And then you got the establishment. Le Pen is trying to change things as well. Underrated story is the French election is young people's total rejection of centrism. Well, why is that? Why do people want to be in the center anymore? Because everything's been pushed to the fringe. You know, I had that video the other night where I was joking about the far right. The far right! Well, what is the far right now? Far right is basically centrism. According to the powers that be, far right is saying, oh God, you know, we have to let everybody and their brother into the country to do whatever the heck they want and give them the voter package. Phones, money, apartments, everything you need, buddy. Seriously. So what's going on? The Zoomers are revolting, folks. Gen Z is like, we've seen enough of this crap. We're done. Macron's party wins people aged 70 plus and absolutely bombs with 18 to 24s. And what do you think this guy's doing? Is this guy doing it for the 24-year-olds? I don't think so. He's not even doing it for his own party. He's not even doing it for his own. He's not doing it for his donor. He's not doing it for any of them. You know, I mean, 50 years old, man. I grew up here. I've seen it. Never seen anything like this, what's going on here in this country. Ian Hayworth. Lizzo is, that's terrible. Who in the F wrote this headline? What morons? I agree. And that's the thing. Like, look at this. Like, this is the kind of thing, and they're like, oh, I know what we'll do. I know what we'll do. We'll go out and we'll say that he's sharp and focused. You just had a bad night. You sit there, and I mean, and now if I remember correctly, and I can remember history pretty well, one of the first thing they said was that he had a cold. And then the second thing they said was it was terrible coaching from his coaches. And then the thing they said was, well, he was really tired. You know, it's too late. Now they're actually saying he's not going to do anything after 8 p.m. Like, they're going to literally shove him into bed. I don't know about you, but like 8 p.m. is kind of early, and with a bunch of global conflict going on, I don't really want the leader of the free world going to bed after 8 o'clock or whatever. I don't know. I don't get it. So yeah, sharp and focused, but sometimes confused. There's your media right there for America. I mean, look at this right here. This is all we need right now. Let's get, I don't even know their names. I don't even know any of their names anymore. We'll say Stephanopoulos. I'm old enough to remember Stephanopoulos. He's got the big interview with Joe tomorrow, right? They're going to come out, trot him out. They're going to make everybody feel better about everything. And he might as well wear the kimono that this lady is wearing. Like, just, I mean, I would love it if he came out and there was like a hammer and sickle behind it. And he's in a kimono, you know, progressive pink. And he's like, dear leader, explain to us what happened on Thursday. Dear leader, last Thursday. And then Joe just goes into this sweeping dialogue that he's practiced 17 times and has 3 teleprompters off screen that you can see, and coaches and 2 people in both ears. I mean, like, what happened, Joe? Mostly sharp and focused, but I had a bad night. A little bit forgetful sometimes. Sorry about that. Everything is fine. Joe is the best president we've ever had. Joe is sharp and focused, sometimes confused and forgetful. I don't know what that meme is, but I'm not going to play it. But you get the point. I'm going back to the kimono lady. That's what we need right there. I think all of our people in our media now should wear kimonos, have the North Korean flag flying behind them, and to just shout at the screen like Baghdad Bob, and saying that everything is fine, everything's just going great, and you're just too darn dumb and stupid to understand that things are so great. Seriously. You know, I guess that's the most aggravating thing for me on all of this, guys. And it is a pet peeve of mine, because for a long time I didn't think I was that sharp, you know, especially in my drinking days. I thought I was pretty stupid. I did a lot of dumb stuff too. I didn't really use the brain, right? Obviously. And then I sobered up, and I got multiple degrees, and I cleaned myself up, and I got this wonderful family and everything else, and I started doing things right, and lo and behold, everything went great. So I kind of started to see myself as, you know, not the sharpest tack, but definitely can hold his own, and a little intellect, right? So when they come out with this stuff, and they look at us, and they treat us this way, and they treat us like we're a bunch of just idiot donkeys that can't even wipe our butts or like feed ourselves, like we need to be talked down to. When I see that kind of stuff, it is so absolutely aggravating, because it's insulting. And I've said it for a long time here with you guys. I've said, you know, you guys are the smartest subs on YouTube. I think, you know, Pinball subs are incredibly smart. Go to his comments section and read what people are saying. They're not dumb. These are smart people that are with it. Same thing with all the other prepper channels that I follow. Smart people. You guys know which way the wind's blowing. We don't gotta, urinate on your leg and tell you that it's raining. So when these people come out and they like gaslight us and say, "Oh, he's sharp and focused, but sometimes he's a little confused and forgetful," and then you think back to whatever that was a week ago, it's insulting. I find it to be insulting. I really do. And so when all this is going on, it just aggravates me, because we're better than this. And I said it before, if they just would have let things go their natural course, but of course they can't do that. They have to do everything they can to keep power, and that's my big concern, folks. That's my big concern. Is that they're going to get to a point where they're desperate, and they're going to literally do anything they can. Anything. To keep power. They're going to do anything they can. And whatever that looks like, I don't know. I can't lay it out for you. Even if I could, I probably couldn't lay it out for you here, right? But they're going to do everything they can to keep power. So, it's concerning. Because again, I've said this many times, they don't look at you and I like we're normal people. They look at us like I look at my chickens. These are things that aren't really smart. They walk around, they squawk, they lay eggs, and I eat the eggs. They want you and I to lay the eggs so they can eat them. That's all they care about. And live, long enough, and then once they're gone, will replace us. It's insulting. So let me go through my list real quick. Here's my list, okay? I don't have 16, but I'll just go through it. First and foremost, I want the truth. Like Pinball said in his text message to me today, he said, I just want the truth. And I quit back, absolutely I agree. Let's just get the truth, whatever that may be, okay? Number 2, please don't lie to us and treat us like we're a bunch of 4th graders. Seriously. We're all old enough, we're all intelligent enough, and we're all, strong enough to handle the truth, whatever that may be. If the country is having problems financially, let's talk about it and let's fix it. Unfortunately, that means some people aren't going to get their voter package. They're not going to get their Medicaid, their Medicare. I might not get my Social Security. If I'm not going to get my Social Security, I want to know about it right now. Okay? I want to know right now. I don't want to be lied to. So, other things they can do. Put the people that you are supposedly representing, put us back like as the number one thing. Take the corporate interests and stop like pandering to them. I mean, if this is never going to happen, but if they really want to do legislation that's going to make term limits and make it so big money can't happen. Make it so like these big Disney super Democrat donors can't happen. Maybe you're not allowed to like donate if you make over $500,000. I don't know what it looks like, but something. I'm sure we can come to something where these big super influential, they don't care about the regular population. Those people shouldn't be able to have influence. They're already rich enough. If something comes out that like hurts their business, they're so rich they got there, they should be smart enough to fix it on the fly without hurting Main Street USA. Also, can we talk about policies that actually matter? Seriously? 2 guys debating on stage isn't going to change anything for me. People talking about like golf swings isn't going to change anything for me. People talking about how like Maxine Waters saying you got to go up and you got to get into people's faces. Like that kind of rhetoric needs to stop. You can make your point without freaking people out. You can make your point without ruining people's lives. And we should have political freedom. You know, I'm in education. I should be able to be a conservative in an educational situation and not worry about some person, you know, that we should have like rights to our beliefs in politics. Because let me tell you something, when you do that, you take away the violence. When do people get violent? They get violent when they feel like their voice is taken away. And that's another thing. They're trying to take away people's voices. That's all cancel culture is. So if you take people's voices away, they're going to get mad. They're going to do nasty crap. Stop. I think that's about it. Just want truth. Let's be beholden to the freedoms that our wonderful Constitution has outlined for us. Let's try to have politicians that actually do what the people want, so you don't see what's going on across the entire world right now as people are getting voted out left and right because people are just so dang angry. Let's get things back to the way they were in 2016 when we went to the polls. Remember? That's a big thing right there. If the conservatives in America want to win, they need to peel back some of that crap. Because they're not gonna beat the ground game of the Democrats. They're not. And integrity. Remember the thing that said, you know, let's espouse responsibility and integrity and all that. Remember that one? I think it was number like 12 or something like that. Let's get back to that. I like that one. Let's get back to good human beings. Let's get back to statesmen. Remember that? That's a term that I always liked. Statesmen and stateswomen. People that cared about their fellow human beings, were not there for personal enrichment, and are going to do everything they can to make it so the country is better when they leave than when they got there. Personal enrichment, like you shouldn't go into Congress and come out a quadrillionaire, you know? I don't know. So that's my list. That's what's going on. Because it's bad. And that's why people are voting in the ways that they are. That's why people are, Reform Party getting whatever they are. I'm sure Reform is supposed to take much more than they expected. Now, of course, the legacy media is going to tell you that. But it's happening. All this stuff. People are tired of it, folks. So I need to live stream in my utility room more often with my internet here. It's been seamless. Tell you what, man, I feel a lot better about dropping $165, $70 the other day on this thing. Because I remember those nights where I couldn't live stream. So if I got to shove this sucker up the modem's backside, we'll do it. Oh, friends. First of all, thank you very much. This is catharsis. This is cathartic. I appreciate you. Thank you, Tube, for letting me come here and talk to these fine people. Thank you all for supporting the preppers. They're a great, great community that care about you. We do. We want you to thrive. We want you to survive. We want you to grow food. We want you to be independent. All of us. We want you to know what's going on. And we want to do things to make it so your lives are just a little bit better. So... and there's a lot of channels out here on the tube that do that. So, all right. What should I do my video on Rumble on tomorrow? I need to get back. I gotta get back. It's time. I don't know. I'll figure it out. I'll pick something. And I'll get back in the mojo and I'll do it. And I'll be like, oh, I gotta do this every few days, and then I'll get busy or I'll get sickness or something. I don't know. I'll do my best. I promise. Because I respect Steven. Steven's been with me for a long time. He said, you got to get back in a Rumble. Steven, I'm calling myself out. I'm going to come back, dude. Okay? Because I think you're great. Anyway, before you go, I think we're going to wrap it up here. I think an hour is perfect. Happy Independence Day. Congratulations to all the labor people in the UK. Try to keep the progressivism to... tame, if you will. Congratulations to the National Rally in France. May you not become like Maloney of Italy. And for the love of God, can we fix this country called America, okay? Because at 248 years old, I've never seen it in more dire straits. So it's time to fix it. Anyway. All right, so she said, Rima, I can't read the email because I'm on my phone. So I'm sorry, I can't do both at the same time, love. I want to read your email. I have to read your email after. Is there a way to get that to me? Can you, I don't know, put it in the chat? Because, yeah, I can't do both. I have to end the live stream. So, okay, well, yeah, like, well, so what, Scrappy, what is it? What is it? Or if, because, you know, just give me the gist of it, if you can. You know what, EC Bear, I honestly keep it all on one. I don't put things, I've got dedicated things for dedicated things. This laptop you're looking at right now is literally dedicated to only live streaming. I do nothing else on it. I don't have any personal information on it, anything. I have a burner phone, same way. That's my backup channel that nobody knows about. This one I've got my PrepperNow email on, which I cleaned out. I cleared it out. I was answering things. So it says, all right, after you're done. Okay, I'll check it out. I was actually going through your emails today. So trust me, Scrap, you're loved. I will go immediately. In fact, I almost screwed up and stopped the live stream. So I will go immediately to read that, and I will figure out something to put into the comments. How about that? Okay. And if it's juicy enough, I'll put it to my members. How about there? How about that one, Devil Dog Prepper? All right, friends, we're going to wrap it up. I got to go read Scrappy's email. Please hit the like button. Please do the subscribe thing if you're new here. And we'll see you on the next one. God bless. PrepperNow out.